Greetings, dear citizens, greetings, champions, greetings, change lovers, greetings, intercessors. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. We are looking at what is happening in the nation as we continue to walk slowly towards the freedom of the Zimbabwean people. We are watching some good news that is coming through, which at least we are saying this is much better for the Zimbabwean people as we hear that the ZIM passports issuance begins in South Africa. We have a report that we have here from the Herald newspaper, which is talking about the same issue of the beginning of the issuance of passports from the consulate. So the Herald reports that the Zimbabwe starts processing e-passports at its embassy in South Africa this week, with offers from the Registrar General's Department, officers from the Registrar General's Department being deployed to assist consulate staff. Right. So this is it. We are closely watching this report of the Herald and ascertain whether indeed this is what ZANU-PF is planned. Remember, last year we spoke about this, or was it the beginning of the year, where there was this kind of news going around the circles, and we saw this also on Nick Mankwana saying that this was going to begin as early as February, but we have been waiting and waiting. Nothing has been happening. Now that the Herald begins to report, we just hope and believe that this begins. And at least this is what is expected. You know what? Our country doesn't just need to be a country of pain. We need also to make life easier for the citizens of Zimbabwe. You know, I once accommodated a certain guy from Ghana, and this man, at one point, his passport got finished. You know, it was so easy for him to get a passport from his embassy, just a consulate. He went there. In one day, he brought a new passport from Ghana, and very cheap for that matter. Very easy. And when he brought the new passport, I asked him, was that a problem at all? Was there a queue? There was no queue. He said there was literally nobody in the offices in terms of customers. It was just the officials. No one was there. He just went into one office, the next office, the third office, waited for something like an hour or so, and then his passport was ready to be issued. So this is what we expect. A government that is really for the people must be coming out to make life easier for citizens. You know, ZANU-PF, whether they like it or not, they must just accept that there are Zimbabweans that are out there in the diaspora. And these people, they need a caring government. Whether they deem that they take diasporans as enemies of the state or whatever, they still remain Zimbabwean citizens. And that government is obliged to continue to do services that help the citizens of that country. So this is it. We have that report coming out, and we are watching the space. We want to hear. We are going to continue to make inquiries to find out how far true this is and when really it is going to begin, you know, the rollout. Because the danger and the problem with ZANU-PF is that they are quick to speak, you know, because of propaganda. You know, it's difficult at times to even to believe when they start speaking, because the history has taught us that you don't just, take at face value everything that ZANU-PF says, because they can say, they can indicate left and turn right. So even when they come up with something that is good for the citizens of Zimbabwe, it becomes very difficult for citizens really to believe that indeed this is going to happen. You know, when you have a bad reputation of just doing things in a wrong way, it becomes very difficult at times for people to really, you know, believe whatever that you are coming up with. So if it is going to be happening like they are saying, that they are going to be officers of the registrar's office who are going to be deployed in these embassies. We know that embassies, there are quite a number, I think, in each province, or if there are two, I think Cape Town also has one, and Johannesburg. If there's another in another province, not yet very sure. But we must see this happening. We must see Zimbabweans also beginning to flock to those offices, and things have to be done well. And the other issue that I really wanted to highlight was, we just hope and pray that there won't be another set of corruption again that starts within those offices, because we know the passport office has really been very corrupt, especially right inside Zimbabwe. So we are yet to see what's going to remain happening at the consulate after the launching of the program, whether there's going to be again some other monies that will be demanded for somebody to get a form, for somebody to, register, or for somebody to book a day or whatever it is. There've been quite disturbing news about such issues also happening, where just getting a form that would be completed and sent to Zimbabwe was also, problematic, where these officials would also be asking for bribes and things like that. The cancer of corruption that ZANU-PF has created in our country and within most of our citizens is so sad. And it makes life difficult. With the price of the Zimbabwean passport, really, you don't need to have any other unnecessary extra costs that are created by individuals outside the normal system. If ZANU-PF has decided to make the passport very expensive for Zimbabwean people, well, we just accept that it is, because we are led by, a corrupt and greedy government. But let's not have another problem again of having officials that are there at the consulate beginning to create some more, other burdens of finances that will have to be parted with before somebody can get the service. So we are also not sure whether they are going to be able to produce the instant passports, those 24-hour passports, whether they are going to be there, or we don't know what kind of equipment these guys are going to be given so that they can be able to produce the 24-hour. I wish they would be able to also issue out the 24-hour passports. It would really help to lessen the queues and the consumption of time that people will have to spend there. Those that have to come collecting, and those that are coming as bookings, those that will have to be submitting forms and things like that. They will really need to try to make the burden easier so that the process goes faster and things move on. My only challenge is with ZANU-PF. The things of ZANU-PF, they never really work correctly. They never really work. Whatever system that ZANU-PF puts in place is always a headache. Their things are just crumbled, they are jumbled, their things are disorganized, their things are disoriented. So we are praying that this system would work effectively and also be able to help a lot of South Africans Zimbabweans that are in South Africa, who would really need to be assisted in terms of their documents. Documents are a problem all over, and we are hoping and praying that it works well, it goes well. So for now, we'll continue to be hearing the developments and also finding out from the consulate whether this is really in motion. I have somebody at the South African consulate that I can find out from, and I can give you update very, very quickly once this really goes into motion. And then I'm going to come back here and give you an update. So this is it. This is the issue that we had, family. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. We will continue to be giving you updates throughout the day. So stay tuned. We are always with you, updating you on what is happening in the nation. Remain blessed. Thank you so much for joining me on the show.